Been contemplating making this video for quite some time now. Just been so busy and wrapped up with things. Appreciate everyone that's been supporting and tuning into the channel as much as you can. Uh, just so much going on in the world right now. It's almost unbelievable. It's almost unreal. It's like a movie or something. But it's not just on the news, you know. It's just like it seems like it's stuff you're experiencing every day with everything and everyone that you may come in contact with, whether it's physical, verbal, through text, phone call, social media, whatever it may be. It seems like everyone's just on some sort of low vibration and very just down and out vibes everyone has. And it's like a result of that is like complete tragic and catastrophe and conflict, controversy. It seems like no one anywhere on any level can find any type of common ground. It seems, and it seems like more of that is because of the emotions, feelings, the bad energy that so many people walk around with, and unleash and bleed on other people in different situations. I think we're living in a time where so many people are uncertain about a lot of things, but mainly relationships, um, their partners, their spouses, their husbands, their wives. It seems like it's a very uncertain, unstable situation with most people at this point in time, usually stemming from lack of money, which then leads into lack of communication, and then lack of understanding, lack of love, lack of everything else, and then before you know it, you're all are in divorce court or breaking up or etc. Um, I think a lot of it has to do with the amount of energy and time we give to other things, such as social media, our jobs, um, our friends that are outside of our relationships, or people, not necessarily friends. A lot of it comes from uh, a low level of just emotional intelligence that a lot of us never learned and never grew, never were exposed to in our upbringings and our young lives, our teenage years, and going into adulthood. Something that just was never learned or grasped by most people. And therefore, most people are walking around with the emotional intelligence of a child, levels of children. Um, no one wants to believe or think that it can't be them. It's like no one wants to believe they can be them. No one wants to believe that they have a problem or have an issue. Okay. So many people out here think they know everything and can't be told nothing. And whenever you do tell them something, there's no type of there's no intentions to understand or truly comprehend what someone is trying to say or get across. It's just whatever is premeditated or thought about prior to a conversation, and that's stemming from the emotions and feelings that they already have towards somebody. So it's like it creates a huge block and a huge void in communication. So many people are so stuck in their ways, mainly because of trauma and damage and all kind of problems that they endured and experienced throughout their lives, that they get to a point where it's like it's engraved in them. You know what I'm saying? It's like there is no changing. This is why you see so many older people stuck in their ways in the same way they were 30, 40 years ago. And why so many relationships between parent and child go bitter and go stranded. Why do you think nursing homes are such a big business? Why do you think that? It's like there's so many parents who are just not sorry, and so many kids that are damaged and bitter and I guess traumatized from their experiences, coming up with their parents. And truth is, when so many, you get to a point with people, no matter who it is, family or not, it's like you get to a point with people where you have to start controlling your energy. You have to start taking back your energy from people that just simply don't benefit your energy anymore. And people that feel like they're entitled to your energy, your time, become very offended and and start to despise you because you're not giving them the time and energy that they feel like they're entitled to. And it seems like this is becoming such a growing problem in today's world. And it's just, I tell people all the time, like, you hear all the time, money is the root of all evil, and it's not. Attention and rejection are the roots to all evil. Look at how many people do anything for attention. Look how many people will put their bodies on social media, will uh, do the craziest things, say the craziest things, make up things just solely for attention. And now look at how many people, look at how people act when they get rejected. You got dummies actually shooting women because they rejected them. You got women literally trying to take guys to court because they rejected them. And it's just like what is this coming to? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's more so about what you can do for someone, how you can do it for them, when you can do it for them. And if you don't, you're catching backlash. You're catching some type of just some type of bad vibes and energy from someone, simply because you're not giving them the time of day, or simply because you're not giving them your energy or your attention, your time. It's crazy. It's a like I said, I've been contemplating making this video because I just feel like there's so much that needs to be said and so much that needs to be expressed, but just in the right way. I took a couple minutes to get myself together just to get this point across effectively. And it's like when people start going through things, it seems like when people start going through things with whoever they're in a relationship. That's why it's so important to be careful who you get into a relationship with, who you have children by, and who you are dealing with. Just simple, because it's like whenever someone starts having problems in their relationships with their partners, everyone else becomes a target. Everyone else, whoever's in that path of destruction, is going to catch it. You know what I'm saying? Even if they have nothing to do with what's going on or nothing, it's like you become the devil with the horns coming out of your head, because they're not getting what they need or what they're expecting or what they feel like they're entitled to from their partner. So they feel like it's your fault, or there's something that you're not, whatever it is you're not giving them, you automatically become like Satan or something, because it's like you become the punching bag for whatever it is they're going through with their partner or their spouse or their relationships or their situations. You become the punching bag to whatever it is that they got going on in their lives. And when you refuse to be the punching bag, look out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look out. And so many people are out here are just so miserable, man, and stuck in their ways, like I mentioned earlier, and just stuck in their habits, stuck in their patterns, stuck in dysfunction, and want to somehow, some way, make it seem like you're the reason for that, or you're the culprit for that, or the center piece of that. Um, we as individuals have to learn how to take our energy back, take your power back. Okay, people do things for you, or you know, people may help you out with something, and they'll hold it over your head and make it seem like that's is what's going to control you and keep you as their little puppet, or as their little robot or something, and it's just so unfortunate, because it seems like this is just what it's coming to in this world, man. It's like with everyone, it's like it's coming to a point where it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then you got everyone emotions swirling and spiraling up to a point where it's like uh the expectations are almost unrealistic. Even with jobs, it's like looking at how many managers at a company, look at how much responsibility they have coming down from corporate and higher ups, you know, um, to have to, put on their employees and put on, their regular workers. And sometimes it's like the expectations that corporate and higher up have are almost unrealistic. And then when things don't get done a certain way, or done in a certain amount of time, or during, it's like you catch the backlash for it. You catch um, the hot seat for it. Most of these people in these positions aren't even trained, equipped, or informed correctly to even perform certain tasks, or certain objectives on a job or at a job. And therefore it's like the expectations of what they're supposed to do or produce is like unrealistic. I feel like now we're experiencing that more than ever, especially during this pandemic and after the pandemic. um, so many people got laid off, lost their jobs. So much has happened, but all these people that they have now and working at these companies or doing these jobs are just completely uninformed, uneducated, not equipped, not properly equipped or ready for these type of positions and roles. And then they get faced and bombarded with unrealistic expectations. And it's almost like that same concept is like fitting everywhere with everything and everyone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even like same with relationships. It's like people get in relationships with certain expectations of people that are just unrealistic. And I think that's why so many relationships crumble, and so many relationships become dysfunctional and toxic, and eventually domestic, violent. But if you're getting with someone who never had any type of love or care, attention, nurture, and support throughout their upbringing, throughout their childhoods, what exactly are you going to expect that person to be in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if someone never had any type of experience of being loyal to anything or anyone, what makes you think they're going to be loyal to you? what makes you think they're going to change all of a sudden for you? You know what I'm saying? And then we get into these relationships because of lust, because of looks, because of the physical, and before you know it, there's kids involved, and then boom, um, things are just taking a turn for the worse, and the whole time things could have been done differently or avoided if there wasn't certain expectations. And it seems like that's exactly what everyone has. Like everyone has these expectations on how somebody's supposed to be, or how someone's supposed to act, or how someone's supposed to pour into them or give to them, and it's just like, where do all these expectations come from? I don't understand why so many people think that you're supposed to be a certain way, or you're supposed to do something for them, or you're supposed to talk to them, you're supposed to be around them, family or not. It's like, where is these expectations coming from? Where is this level of entitlement coming from? It's like, if you look at it, most people that are this way, if you look deeper into it, most of these people have problems with almost everyone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, sometimes people want to don't want to look at, the bigger picture. They just want to look at what's right there at the moment, and what's right there at the, not knowing the whole story of something, or how something really is, or how something really, got to this point. It's like, you got your own mama talking about she don't want to ever go nowhere with your ass again, but yet I'm the problem. And your own mama's telling you she don't want to go nowhere with you. I'm just using this as an example. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like you got your own mama telling people that she never want to go nowhere with your ass again on a vacation, but yet everyone else is the problem. And your own mama is telling you that she don't is telling people that she don't want to go nowhere else with your ass, but yet everyone else is the problem. Please. All right. You have to get to a point where you're doing what's best for you. You're taking care of your emotions. You're taking care of your mental, your sanity, your peace of mind, without the intruding or infliction of someone else's bad energy and bad vibes. It's like people will feel a certain type of way about you, and know how they feel about you, but then will act surprised, and they know how they feel about you, but then act surprised when you don't want nothing to do with them. Does that make, like, I'm hoping, I pray to God I'm making sense. I was, like I said before this video, I was really contemplating on how I was going to word this and how I was going to put this out there. But it's like, someone will feel a certain way about you, and they know you know how they feel about you. Does that make sense? Someone will feel a certain way about you, and they know you know how they feel about you, and yet will act surprised or confused that you don't want to deal with them. It's like the most mind-boggling thing to me. It's like, I know you don't like me. I know you badmouth me. I know you talk shit about me. I know you had all these bad emotions and feelings towards me. I know these things. I know you hate on me. I know you can't stand me. I know this. So why would I choose to be around you? Why would I choose to talk to you? Why would I choose to do anything? You get what I'm saying? It's like, almost everyone I talk to that's not you tells me how much shit you talk about me, or how much bad things I'm just trying to use this as an example of how people are and how people think. You know what I'm saying? People are trying to act like you don't know what's up. It's like, yeah, you can put whatever you want on social media, and you can try and post someone and make them seem like they're the best father in the world or the best person in the world. It's like, yeah, that's social media, but we all know what's up. We all know what's up. We all know the real thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like people are just so interesting to me, man. And it's like this is why I just can't wait to just break away, man. I can't wait to just break away, do my own thing, have my own way, and it's like start my own family, start my own village, my own everything, man. Because it's like people won't understand until you do that. Does that make sense? Like it's like people ain't never gonna understand and ain't never gonna see and ain't never gonna comprehend just how serious you are until you do that. And it's like, people wanna criticize you or accuse you of turning your back or forgetting where you came from or um disregarding, who helped you or who did this and did that for you. And it's just like, fuck all of that, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you have to tell people how you helped me or when you helped me, or I don't want it. And that's another thing. It's like, it seems like everything is just so conditional these days. It's like there's so many conditions on love, on help, on support, on understanding, on just everything. It's like everything is conditioned. It's like there's nothing that's unconditional no more between people. It's like there always has to be a catch, and there always has to be some type of collateral or some type of ultimatum or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just always has to be more to it than just simplicity, genuine, sincere energy and vibes. It's like everyone is on some like fuck you. If it's fuck you, then it's fuck me. Like if it's fuck me, then it's fuck you. It's like that's what everyone is on. It seems like, and it's no wonder that the world is in the condition it is in, especially our community, man. Our community is one of the main reasons why I want to leave the country, because I really feel like it's going to go under here. Our community is going to be the first to go under here. Indians, Mexicans, whites, Jews, Asians, all cannot stand black people in the United States. They can't stand us. You know what I'm saying? They're turning us down from jobs. They're denying us loans. They're denying us entry into Ivy League schools. They're denying us almost anything you can imagine. And we own nothing. We have nothing, and so therefore it's easier for them to do that. But we make it even easier for them to do that because of how we conduct ourselves, how we act, how we speak, how we handle things, how we handle each other. It's like any group of people can sit back and look at us and just shake their heads, because even when other groups of people are beefing, even when Indians, there might be some beef in between Indian families, there might be some beef with Asian families, there might be some beef with white people, but it's like at the end of the day, they all find a common ground to get ahead, to make this money, to get this business going, to keep, you know what I'm saying? Black people have no knowledge, not even forget the knowledge. It's like black people have no care to find common ground amongst each other. It's like most blacks in the United States, it's like we have no care to play our roles to make the bigger picture work. Okay, you got all the women hating the men. You got all the women wanting to be like men. You got all the men in jail or dead or gay. So it's like, where do we go? What's happening? And no other race is going through this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like no other race is going through this shit. No other race is going through the things that black people are going through in this country. None. And we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to acknowledge it. We don't want to shed light on what's actually happening here. But it's like, how many single mothers do you think it's going to take before our people wake up and realize, like, wow, this system is not only prevailing in their mission to exterminate and eliminate us, but we're handing them the job. Like, we're giving it to them. We're making this easy for them. You know, you won't see no other race of man on the internet telling his 7 baby mothers that he didn't want the kids. Does that make sense? You will never see a white man, an Indian man, an Asian man, a Mexican man. You will never see these races of men telling their 7 baby mothers that they didn't want the kids. So don't be hitting me up. Don't be asking me for nothing. Don't be telling. It's like you will never hear that, but you're going to hear it in our community. You're going to see it in our people. And it's just like, we have been so damaged and so tormented, inflicted, and traumatized from the remnants of slavery, the remnants of the Middle Passage, the remnants of bondage, the remnants of lynching, the remnants of Jim Crow, the remnants of black codes, the remnants of segregation. You know what I'm saying? The remnants of redlining. We've been so traumatized and inflicted with these things that now it's like we're like chewed up and spit out, and now we're being stomped on. But we're allowing the stomping, we're allowing the chewing, we're allowing to get spit out. Nothing but God is going to change this world. I already know that. Okay. And I'm not saying that everything is supposed to change and happen overnight. Absolutely not. But the simple fact that no one cares is why nothing is going to change. You know what I'm saying? It's like the fact that no one cares to make a change or to do things differently is why things are never going to change. You know, it's like you have women in our race that will never respect men, that will never look at a man as a man, that will never talk to a man like he's a man, that will never treat a man like he's a man. We have men in our race that will never have the ambition to own a business, own land, own anything. We have men in our race that will never have the ambition to be a father. We have men in our race that will never have will never have the ambition to be a husband. Okay. And it's not because it's set up that way. It's just we don't care for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't care for it. The more and more I reflect on my past with my peers, people that I came up with, people I was hanging around when I was younger, whether it was teenage years, whether it was childhood, whether it was early adult, mid 20s, early 20s, teenage years, regardless of what time period it was, it's like everything makes so much sense to me now. You have no idea. No idea. And it's almost scary to me because it's like the more and more I understand, the more and more I figure out, and the more wiser I become, and the more in tune I become with myself. It's like everything is just like clicking or coming on in my head like light bulbs, man. And like I said, the reason why it's scary is because it's like, damn, I almost don't even know how to be with people anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't even know how to, like, what to say to people anymore, or even what to you know what I'm saying? It's like, and this is why I say it's so important that to take your power back, take your energy back, take your time back, because it's like it gets to a point where you're on such a high frequency and a high vibe within yourself that almost everyone you come across is like nowhere close to that. So of course they're not going to understand you. Of course they're not going to get where you're coming from. Of course they're not going to get your perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's like of course it's like us being around each other, or us being in any type of communication or relation is dysfunctional. No wonder. It's like trying to have a chicken hang out with an eagle. And I'm not saying these things to condemn anyone, or I'm not saying these things to look down on no one or talk down on no one or to put myself on some type of pedestal. It's like hell no. I don't think I'm better to I've been through too much shit. I came from too much, and I've experienced and have done and seen too much to ever have my nose in the air towards anybody. But at the same time, I'm going to protect my energy. I'm going to protect my peace of mind. I'm going to protect my sanity, and I'm not going to deal with people I feel like bring those things down. Simple. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it automatically separates you from certain types of people, man. And it's just unfortunate that most of those certain type of people are my people that I'm being separated from and separating myself from. The main two, I tell people all the time, when I tell people like my goal is to leave the country. I'm leaving this country, and then they ask why, and the main reasons I give them is because how dysfunctional and messed up the black people are, and how ignorant and racist the white people are. Those two things right there is going to the United States is going to crumble. Y'all going to have a civil war here. I'm not going to be a part of it. Simple. The things in this country are going to become so racially divided and so racially tense that it's like violence is almost going to be the only outcome. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want to be around that shit. And I'm not trying to have my family around it. I'm not trying to be around it, but it's inevitable for it to happen eventually. But just because of how it's like, look at what's already happening, man. Look at what's already going down. It's like you got motherfuckers walking into supermarkets, walking into churches, shooting people simply because they're black, man. You got these motherfuckers going around and shooting at power grids and power towers because people are having fucking drag queen events. Lord have mercy, man. And this is the only country stupid shit like this is happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like this is the only country shit like that is popping off to that extent for the reasons that it's happening. And it's like I want no parts. Um there's just no regard, no respect, no care. And it's our kids, it's the younger generations that's going to suffer. It's the younger generations that's going to really suffer, man, and really have to deal with the crazy, chaotic world that we are creating for them. Simple. These cell phones and this social media is taking over, and this is what's raising these kids. This is what's teaching these kids how to talk, walk, think, respond, react, how to handle their emotions, and people you knew forever trying to act like they don't see your progress, see your growth, see your business, see your, what you got going on. It's crazy. Like people that like slept in your house, man. People you slept in their house. You met their family. You met their parents. Like you'll never believe that the people that have been hating on you or wishing you bad were the people that were right next to you the whole time. It is the craziest thing. I was watching this movie the other day, and these two gentlemen were talking, and one was a priest and one was a outlaw, I guess you can call him. And he, the priest, the outlaw had a little boy with him, his son, and the priest was asking the outlaw about his son. He's like, he's a good looking little boy. Does he have any friends? Yeah, yeah. And he's like, the outlaw goes, no, he doesn't, have too many friends and not too many people. And the priest goes, well, it's good to have friends. Jesus had 12 of them. And the outlaw responds, he's like, yeah, well, look where that got him. You know what I'm saying? And it's so interesting. It's so interesting how it's like the closest people to you can really do you the dirtiest, can really do you the lowest, man, can really put you in a position and put you in a situation that can cost you your life, your freedom, everything you have, everything you own. Just it's very, very unfortunate that it's that way. I plan on always staying in touch with everyone. Once I do make these moves and these changes, man, I do plan on staying in touch with people, I do plan on continuing to help people as much as I can, just from a distance. I just can't be in the mix anymore. I can't be around anymore, man. I just can't. And can't should never be in a man's dictionary, yes, or vocab, yes. But there's certain things that every man has to come to terms with within himself and make the best decisions for himself and for his future. Because no one's going to do it for him, and no one damn sure cares enough to do it for him, And this is why I tell all the young guys, man, every young guy I come across, it's like I just try to give them as much information and knowledge as I can, even if it's 2 minutes, a 2 minute conversation. They may not, it may not resonate and they may not comprehend at the moment what I'm telling them and what I'm saying, but I just hope and pray that something sticks somewhere that'll help them. Because I like when I was their age, I wish I had someone talking to me and telling me something, man, something, man. It's like now that I am who I am and I'm at where I'm at and I'm doing what I'm doing. Now everyone wants to have something to say and try and give you advice. Now everyone wants to try and help you or try and tell you how to do something or try and tell you what, you know what I'm saying? Now, trying to preach to you now. Like, shit, motherfucker, I made it now. Shit, I done did it by myself now. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are something else, man. People are something else, and then people want to try and throw God on you. People want to throw God on everything. You know what I'm saying, and use that as use God as a scapegoat on why they're full of shit. People are very interesting, man. But I don't want to figure it out anymore. I'm not trying to figure it out anymore. I don't want to figure it out anymore. I'm ready to just detach and, like I said, grow, elevate, continue to learn, continue to influence and make an impact on people, man. And like I said, hopefully try and give the younger generation some type of hope, some type of futuristic vision for themselves, man, that can benefit them and everyone around them and whoever they choose to be around. Uh, it's like, it's going to get to a point where you're going to grow you're gonna grow and mature so much to a point that you're not even gonna be able to afford. And when I say afford, I'm not talking money or financial. I'm talking emotions and energy. You're gonna get to a point that you literally can't afford to have any setbacks or any relapses. You're not even gonna be able to afford to give any of your time and energy to certain people anymore. And it's like certain people aren't gonna understand that shit, and they're not gonna want to understand that shit because they feel entitled to your time and energy, but they ain't gonna have no choice but to accept it and move the fuck on. You get what I'm saying? Family or not. And it's like we're capable of so much and we're capable of doing so much once we heal, mature, grow, learn. But if you're the only one that's maturing, growing, and learning, you can't be around everybody no more, man. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And I don't care how intellectual someone is. I don't care how smart someone sounds like they are. I don't care how fast someone talks or how many big words or how. I don't care about none of that. There's so many people that have zero emotional intelligence when it comes to dealing with other people that it does the dividing. It cuts the ties itself. You know what I'm saying? Like the ties cut themselves, man, after a certain point. Because it's like, like I said, you can take a baby chick and a baby eagle. Eventually, it's like they may be around each other when they're babies. They may stick around each other, but eventually that eagle is going to learn how to fucking fly. And when he does, that chicken's going to be feeling some type of way because he can't fly or he you know what I'm saying? Just not being able to accept and understand that this is what God has given you. This is what your life is. This is what your role is. Learn it, fulfill it, do it, be it. Stop trying to be something you're not, take from someone you're not, feel entitled for someone you're not. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and another thing, a lot of people, man, I'm noticing and just realizing it's like so many people think just because you got it, they supposed to have it. You know what I'm saying? It's like so many people think just because you got something, they supposed to have it, and they'll hate your ass for it. Even and don't even have to be something material. Don't have to be money. It don't have to be. It can just be simply how you are and what you got. But because they don't got it and don't got that, they'll despise you and hate you for it. And if you ain't giving them no type of time or energy or attention, it's like they'll hate you even more. When all you're trying to do is grow, learn yourself, become in tune with yourself. And it's almost like that shit drives them crazy to see that you're doing it without them. People are just so entitled, man. And it's like, where does this shit come from? It's like, man, there's certain people that it's like, yo, if it wasn't for blood relation, like I wouldn't even have nothing to do with y'all. Just because of how y'all are, family or not, it's like just the person you are, how you are, the being you are, forces me to separate myself from you. Any type of person that is like that, I'm going to separate myself from. It's just that simple. And that's how everyone needs to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the longer you stick around dysfunction, the longer you stick around toxic environments, the longer you stay around toxic people, that's just going to start wearing off on you. You're going to start becoming that. it's like there's certain people I can't even be on a fucking phone with anymore, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like just being on the phone with them. It's just like, and then you get off the phone, you feel so drained. You feel so fucking like fuck, like what the hell did I just listen to? You know? And it's like when your mindset and your intuition is not like someone else's, man. It's like that shit can be like oil and vinegar, man. It's like it can be like complete opposites. And then we want to jump on the person that is minding their business. We want to jump on the person that's doing their own thing. We want to jump on the person. Look, and that's why I'm telling you, you ain't gonna have nothing to jump on in a couple of motherfucking months. Let me tell you.